My bad.
How about that? Is this better? I can't hear you. Way to go, Josh. Josh has been drinking since about 30 today. I'm just
Much
kidding.
better now.
Well, you
It
can say
should.
that because they can't hear you.
All right, are we good? All right, how about everybody? We good? Look at that. We done lost 4 people. Finally, there we go. Just want to make sure everybody's tuning on. All right, so we're about to, I think, West and Danny&Josh Port Talk. All good now. There we go. Mason Waters good. All right, so good deal. So, all right, I'm glad we got that one little glitch out of the way. So we'll go ahead and get started. Thank you for tuning in to our live tonight. It is Thursday night. Yeah, James, you might need to come in here. I think Josh needs a supervisor to help him out a little bit. So good, Alan. So we're going to get started, and we appreciate you guys spending a little time with us tonight. And we will go from here, and hopefully we will have no more hiccups. But if we do, you guys know that's just the way it is with what we do. So got a couple of guests tonight. I'm going to introduce you to our guests first, and then I've got a few announcements before we get talking to the good stuff. So to my left, this is his second time on the show, but this time we're actually going to talk some fishing. Sal Pinto is here. And Sal, we appreciate you. Yes, claps.
Thank you, Danny. Appreciate
claps.
you.
And why don't you take a minute just real quick and tell everybody real quick a little bit about yourself. We'll go ahead and get that out of the way so I ain't got to do it.
Man, I'm just a happy fisherman. When I get an opportunity to do it, I'm happy. There's not a time where I'm not thinking fishing.
Right.
Except when I'm at work. I'm working on people's bodies.
That's right. That's right. And where do you work at?
Northside Hospital in the EVOR lab.
Okay.
So we do everything vascular except the heart and the brain.
Heart and the brain. Okay. So we got a very smart man right here on this side of me.
I don't know about
Well, I hope you're smart if you're dealing with that kind of stuff right there. So anyway, so good, Sal. We appreciate you coming back. Sal was on here one time, and then we got, I invited him up here, and then all of a sudden we had a situation with a tournament, and so we didn't get to talk to Sal as much as I wanted to. So I told him to come on back, and so I appreciate you coming back.
And the mayor here.
And the mayor was here. Scott
the
Barnes.
mayor was here.
Yeah, the mayor was here, and the mayor talked the whole time. So
imagine that.
Anyway, so now to my right is one of my new friends here. I'm good to call you that, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Brett Matthews. He's making, yeah, it goes clap for you. He's making his debut here on the Fish North Georgia Live. And I had the honor of, not this past Wednesday, but Wednesday before, fishing the Hammond's Digital Tournament with you.
Yep.
We thought we were going to win it. Yeah, we thought we were going to win it about 8:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. We thought we had it going.
And then the brake slammed on.
Ooh, yeah, they slammed on really hard like that. So, but you want to take a second and tell everybody out there in the world a little bit about yourself real quick?
Sure. I'm just a 53-year-old guy, old guy. I live on Lake Lanier. I'm in the industrial water treatment business, and I love bass fishing.
Love bass fishing. What exactly is it?
Love to hunt and fish, but bass fishing's taken really the priority the last 5 or 6 years.
I got you.
Wayne Pittman?
No.
No, all right. He does all the. Sorry, I don't mean.
No, sure.
He does all the electrical engineering for water treatment plants.
What's up, Chris?
His company, he does all the planning and all the blueprints and everything
on municipal plants.
Yeah,
we don't work in municipals. We do like at hospitals and things like that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Do you know James Larry? James said, "Where's that? Or did you mess? Okay, I remember you CT scan.
Huh."
So is that what you do? That kind of stuff?
No, but I am an X-ray tech.
Okay, so maybe that's what he's saying. So
yeah.
Okay, all right. So James remembers you. That's actually pretty cool. So there you go.
Nice.
All right. So listen, these two guys. What's up, Nathan? So James. Yeah. So James knows you.
That's
okay,
awesome.
So yeah, there you go. See, there you go. Small world.
You got to put up a profile picture so I can see your face.
Mason, I'm gonna tell you this. Listen, every time we do a live, it's we're trying to go do Tuesday and Thursday nights. So every time we do a live, anybody out there that wants to come up and just hang around, what's up, Jacob? Anybody that wants to just come up and hang around, you're free to do so. So yeah, absolutely. Don't worry about that. Come on up, hang around, and sometimes ask James Larry. He was hanging around. What was it? Week before last, Josh, and I just stuck him on the camera. I said, get on here, and he asked some questions. So you need a hat. If you want a gray hat, they're back ordered. So we've got some camouflage in. I've got a guy working on those. So I'm about to get the case of the hiccups. So if I get the hiccups, you guys have got to take over for me. You good with that?
Roger.
Okay.
Well, he'll grab one ankle and I'll grab the other. We'll hang you upside down and you have to drink water to get rid of them.
Whatever
Get rid of them,
works.
Right?
Yeah, or
Whatever
or
works.
spit in the
Joe
peanut butter, and then you got to talk, right?
Yeah, that's exact. Tim White, I would, but you would try to stick a camera in my face. Tim, you are the master A-rig guy that I know, and I've been trying to get this guy. Listen, that Tim White guy right there throws an A-rig gear on. It don't matter what tournament you're fishing in, where you're fishing at, he's got an A-rig tied on. And he actually taught me probably more about the A-rig.
He must be young to be able to do that.
He is young. It takes a lot of work.
One of the most complicated baits to hone in. I mean, there's so many different variables with an A-rig for me anyways, but it's a great bait. I mean, I just started throwing it.
I think the FLW greatest weight ever was won on an A-rig on Chickamauga.
Really?
Yeah.
Seriously, look at so 48 years young. Yeah, he's old. I mean, we used to play softball together back in the day. There's a reason why we take so many aspirins now, but
nice.
So he is the A-rig master. Tim, anytime, and listen, that's seriously for anybody. If you want to come up here, if you know we're doing a live and you say, hey, I just want to come hang out. Wes Wilson, you do throw an A-rig a lot too. I should say that. So yeah, Wes is real good at the A-rig as well, but Tim actually stuck me on a boat one time and said, okay, this is how I throw it. And I'm not going to tell everybody how he throws it, but he showed me some secrets, and I will say that it did help my A-rig game a little bit.
Sounds like a whole podcast needs to be done for the A-rig.
But I can't get him to talk about it. So Joseph, I won your tackle box at the vet tournament. Is that the crappie tournament, North Georgia crappie tournament? If you did, that was an awesome thing. What's up, Brian Baker? So anyway, look at my glasses fall off. We want to talk about these glasses? Should we?
Yeah,
now
I'm intrigued because you're missing a part.
I'm missing a part. Here's the story with the glasses. So I went fishing the other day with this good-looking young guy on the Hammonds tournament.
He is good-looking.
He is a good-looking guy. That's what I heard. And so as the day progressed, we had such a great time talking and all kinds of stuff. As it ended, we spent the day going back to the boat ramp. We're kind of sharing our stories a little bit. One thing led to another. We were hugging. I don't know what all we were doing, and got to going home, and I'm like, I can't find my glasses. All right, so I have a backup pair, guys, and if you're looking at it, it's missing one arm. All right, so the story is not so much that I left the glasses; it's that Brett was nice enough, and he is the good-looking guy right there. You see in the camera shot, that's the good-looking guy. He was nice enough to take him to Hammonds to drop them off for me. Okay, put them in a nice envelope. Everything was set up. Well,
I even drew a picture of glasses on the envelope.
Yeah, absolutely. So my partner, one Josh McCaig, and if I had his address, I would absolutely, throw it out there so you guys could send him hate mail and everything. I'll put his phone number in the comments section at the end of this. So Josh says, I call him up. He's going to his chiropractor, and the chiropractor is 75 yards from Hammond. It's just right across on the other side of the Dunkin' Donuts, Bojangles, and all that from Hammond's. And I said, pick up my glasses. Yeah, man, I'll pick up your glasses. So his ass went in there and decided to shop at Hammond's and all that and left my glasses there. Left me hanging. So
easy to get distracted in that store.
Yes,
it is. But you would think that I would be the most important thing on his mind.
It would have been if I was there too.
so I'm like, well, the other Tuesday night we didn't have them. And so I wore these things. I didn't have those glasses, so I wore these things, and I kind of just kept like this. And you really can't tell at this angle.
It helps your posture, though, doesn't it?
It does help my posture. I do stand up straight. But, Josh was going to get them for me, and it's either this or sunglasses because my sunglasses are prescription, and I can't read the comments. So I apologize. If my glasses fall off, it's Josh McCaig's fault, and he's back there just, ignoring me right now. But anyway. He's probably laughing like that. So anyway, all right, let me get to some important news, kind of things like that, and then we'll get into talking wintertime fishing, which is I know what you like to talk about.
Absolutely.
And Sal, which you know so much more than I do about. And yeah, you'll be good. We're gonna get talking. We're gonna have a great conversation about it. So anyway, all right, guys. So this Saturday over at Hickory Log. I think the time is 7 to 3. I'll double check that, but you can look yourself. Merrick McClure, he is a local guy. He runs SWAT, and he is throwing a benefit tournament over at Hickory Log. And this is for the Shriners. What they're doing, if I am correct on this, it's the entry into the tournament's free. All you've got to do is bring a toy to give to them. They're going to give it to the Shriners. If you want to get into a side pot, and I don't know if that's for big fish or the tournament, but it's like a $10 optional side pot that I would think probably for that price is probably for big fish, something like that. But, this is a good cause. Shriners do a lot of work in the area like that. So, and he also said you don't really have to fish in a tournament. If you don't want to, you can bring the toy and just drop it off, I guess, either sometime during weigh-in or something like that, which normally on these type of tournaments is about, I would say, 2:30, 3 o'clock. So if you want more information, look Merrick McClure up on his Facebook page. He's got this video where his goofy-looking butt's sitting there with these earphones in there and all that, but he's giving you some information on that. So that's a good cause, and anytime somebody does something like that that's good, we want to support it. And so that's at Hickory Log this Saturday. What is today's date? The 18th? 19th. So that's going to be the 21st? 21st. So, all right, over at Hickory Log in Canton. So, guys, go out there, bring a toy, do that kind of stuff like that. That's some great stuff. So,
Cool.
Kudos to Merrick for doing that. So, we wanted to definitely support him on that.
Very cool.
Yeah, it is. It's actually very cool. Anytime anybody does that, that's very cool.
Yeah.
The Elites will be having a tournament, their kickoff tournament next Friday, the Friday after Thanksgiving over at Latham. It is an invitational only tournament. You have to be a member of the Elites, but it's a get together. And guys, though, anybody's free to come to the weigh-in, and we will be doing. Josh, we're going to do some film work. We're going to do some kind of film work there. So, guys, if you're fishing with the Elites that day, we're actually gonna film a little bit of it. Josh and I figure all we need is about 2 hours to beat you guys. So we'll film the other 6 hours. That's handicapping it pretty good, don't you think?
Yes, sir.
That's okay. So that's pretty
Yes,
good.
sir.
All right. So we'll give you some time. But anyway, guys, that's next Friday at Latham Reservoir. If you're planning on fishing Latham Reservoir on Thanksgiving, you can't do it. It's closed. All right. So that's just something. Just let everybody know out there. You cannot fish Latham Reservoir on Thanksgiving Day. It is closed. They used to not be. It used to be the only day they closed was Christmas. And so Mark and them got smart, and now they're closing on all the holidays like that. So Thanksgiving.
All the pressure this year?
All the pressure. I listen, Latham got pounded earlier this year, though, when the COVID was at its height. Mm-hmm. Normally it's very busy on Saturday, Sunday, but that parking lot was full every single day. And kayakers made a lot of that too. And we're going to talk about kayakers too, meaning kind of what we dealt with a little bit during that tournament. I'm not insulting kayakers, just something about the big lakes we need to talk about like that. So, so there's that. Now here's some big news. Personally, for myself and for Josh, as of this morning, was actually yesterday morning, but as officially this morning, Fish North Georgia is now a certified Elko dealer, meaning you can buy any of the. No, you haven't missed a question of the week, Nathan. You're good. You're good. He won it last week. The guy is a Google freak, so just hold on, be patient. But Fish North Georgia is now an Elko dealer, meaning that you can order any of the Elko motors through us. We will be selling them. And so all you guys that fish these electric-only tournaments, if you got any questions about the Elko and the accessories and all that, you can contact Josh and I. We're going to get a lot of the information here in the next week or two as far as the the pamphlets and stuff to give out and stuff like that. We're considering stocking the Elko. We haven't made that decision in-house. Just things that we know you don't get. You do not get the Danny and Josh discount. I was waiting to see who would be the first one to ask that. Tim Wyatt, I don't doubt it was you. I'll tell you that you're getting the discount. Just believe it, okay? That's all you got to do. Just believe it. You are getting the discount. So anyway, so that's some good news for us. Actually, we spent the day over, not the entire day, and I'm not going to go through the whole story, over at Latham doing some videos with a EP20 on a John boat, just a stripped down John boat. Have you ever seen an Elko run?
I have no idea.
Now I know you're a Phoenix guy.
They don't put those on Phoenix.
They don't put them on Phoenix. You're a Phoenix guy.
I am now.
So you guys are used to running 60, 70 miles an hour everywhere you go.
Sure.
Okay. Well, in electric only terms, that would be like 7 or 8 miles in the electric only world.
That's fast.
That is very fast.
It is very fast for electric only. So I would say, what's up, Chris Taylor? Hope you're doing well, buddy. Been praying for you. That's extremely fast. Well, today, and this video will be coming out here in the near future on our YouTube channel. I was hitting in a wind 11.
Wow.
And, I was hitting 11, and actually with if we'd had some weight on the front of the John boat, because the batteries and myself, my fat butt and the motor's on the back, so
You would have got up on pad.
yeah. I honestly think we probably could have hit 13 or 14 miles.
I think you could probably pull a small dog on skis with that.
You probably could do that, but that's the equivalent, seriously, if you guys running 70 miles an hour.
So you're like, you got adrenaline rushing when you're going that
Oh,
fast.
listen, I almost threw a rooster tail. It was pretty impressive.
That's impressive, though.
It was
Double
impressive.
digits like
Trim
that.
it down.
How far is the shot from Gainesville? Well, if you go to Dawsonville and then go about don't listen to these guys because they think we're in the sticks, but actually
They're in the sticks.
It's about 20 minutes on the other side of Dawsonville. Don't listen to these guys.
I wasn't as worried coming out the second time as I was the first time.
The first time was a little bit scary. Yeah. Which
Yeah.
way did you come?
I have no idea. Thought I was going to hit a deer or a hog the whole way over.
Listen,
I was hoping to hit a hog. I'll take that and
That's
throw
good
that in
meat.
the back of the truck.
we're working on it there, Dana. We're working on it, buddy. I'll talk to you about that later with the fishing reports and all that. So, actually, seriously, the first time I used to come up to Dawsonville and all that, I was dating a girl back in high school. And she was manager of the wrestling team. And Dawson County was always big with these wrestling matches. And I'd come up Highway 9, and I thought I was just going to die. I'm 16 years old. If I break down, I don't know where
They'd
I'm
never
at.
find you.
No, they'd never find me. But it's really not that bad. I'm
Way
going
back then, there was probably not much there.
Listen, it's foggy as hell coming up Highway 9 in the middle. I mean, it's just by Rock Creek Park, right by the Edgewater where you cross it in them cornfields and then you go through them curves. It's terrible, but
So they call it country.
it is country. I love it here. I love Dawson County. And unfortunately, the 400 sector is growing a little too much for me, but out here where we live.
Yeah, this
For
is
now.
nice. This is nice. I like it out here.
All right, for now. So anyway, guys. Again, we are an Elko dealership. If you guys want to discuss that, we're going to put a lot more information up on our store. So I don't know how we'll do it. We'll let Josh deal with that. He's a smart guy. So Dawson does rock. Absolutely does. Best thing ever to Dawson County. I think for sure for my kids and for just my lifestyle and peace of mind, and the people of Dawson County are really good.
How many guys are in the elites? How many boats?
20 teams.
20 teams. That's awesome.
It is. And the thing about it is with plans next year to expand to 40 and then the year after that more. So what we're going to do is we're going to cover the entire state and region. And the goal with the elites is to make it almost like a BFL where we have different divisions and eventually they all come together and stuff like that.
There's nobody else working on that same effort that you know of?
I'm sure there's some people that want to do it. We're just going to do it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and that's the plan right now. Is one of the things is when you fish these big bass tournaments, especially like with the pit crew and stuff like that, it's the higher pay-ins and the payouts.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys fish a handicap league. We'll work on that. We'll get you a handicap league. James, we'll work on that. I'm going to do James wants to do an episode, and we might touch on this tonight about specific rods and reels that you use with the rods and all those setups. So that's something we got to do too as well. But what we wanted with the elites was everybody around here, like Josh and I, we fished 3 years with 2 clubs. Every Saturday you pay you $50. You get 15 to 20 boats.
Mm-hmm.
If you win, you get a nice little payout. But what we wanted to do, and other guys that have come in with us to help us start this, is we wanted to really, let's raise the stakes up.
Yeah.
Just kind of like, come on in, Justin. What you doing, buddy? The great Justin Warner has walked in, but Courtney's not allowed in here. Courtney, go home. This is a guys only thing, hun. You ain't allowed to do. Not bring any food. You didn't bring anything. Yeah, we got food.
Wherever they
I got to put my pants on now.
Yeah, you got. Yeah, what would
zip up the
happen?
fly.
You have no idea what was going on in here, and you bringing a woman in this place. What is wrong with you?
I'm used to this place.
You used to it. There you go. All right, well, we appreciate it. We love both of you, so I'm glad you're here. How'd you like church Sunday?
That was great.
You liked it? I'm gonna put you on the spot. Was it good?
That was good.
You gonna come back? Are you?
I can't come Sunday after work.
Well, if you got to work, honey, that's one thing.
You can come on something.
He can come by. You gonna come? I'm gonna hold you to it. All right, we're gonna see you there. Okay, all right. Well, there you go. All right, so good deal. So, hey, I'm glad you're back in town. He is our jig maker, and he's the weirdo that showed up when we first opened these doors, and we can't get rid of him.
That's
So we
awesome.
just gave him a job. Well, we love him. So anyway, so Justin, we're glad to see you. Big Lakes. We're going to talk about Big Lakes. We were talking about the elites. Okay, so yeah, let me get back on that real quick.
My bad, Jacob.
That's okay, Jacob.
Hey, John Michael, I see you on there.
You know him?
Yeah, he's the kid I was telling you about.
Hey, which one's he? They call me Collins. Is that him or which one's he?
No,
Rippin' Lip Fishing?
Rippin' Lip Fishing.
What's his name? John Michaels.
John Michael. He's got his own YouTube channel.
And that's his own YouTube, Rippin' Lip Fishing.
Yep.
Okay, guys. So listen, after this show, not right now because I'm watching how many of you guys are watching. After this show, look at 3.6 thousand followers, subscribers. Hey, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
We might need to call you and figure out how to do it. So after this show, what if we just have him on?
You should.
John Michael.
Oh yeah, he's very good behind the camera and
Is he
that
good
kind of
looking?
thing. He's very handsome, I'll have to say.
Is he handsome? Does
Yeah.
he got long hair or anything like
No,
that? He don't
no.
wear a man bun, does he?
No, he's in ROTC.
Oh, is he thinking about going military?
I believe so.
Hey, listen, absolutely ripping lip, John Michael. Let's set it up where you come down here
Hey,
one
Mr.
day.
Sanders.
And hey, Jimmy, and let's set up John Michael to get on here,
You'd like him. Yeah.
and maybe you can come back with him.
Yeah, I'd love to. I'd love to sit
Okay,
next to
there
him.
we go. All right, so good.
I'd love to learn from him.
A barbecue today. Everyone's getting roasted. There you go. Hey, we'll do it. We absolutely will do it right there. So back to the elites real quick though. So what we're wanting to do, we were wanting to set up a really high payout because that's one thing the electric only world was missing. So like our classic will pay out, and this is just now, the winning team will get like $5,000, $4,500, something like that.
Yeah.
And that's going to go up hopefully between now and then. The anglers of the year, 6 tournaments and 7 tournaments of classic, they're going to get 2 Elko motors. So that's about 10 grand, a little under 10 grand and stuff. Well, freight and everything. It's about 10 grand. FX rods just come on. They're going to give away rods at every tournament.
Now, does
stuff
this
like
start 2021?
2021, we're going to have a kickoff tournament here next Friday, though, just
That
for the
is
guys.
very exciting.
But
Yeah.
the goal is to bring the electric only world up to, like the big boats,
Mhm.
and that's the goal that we want to do, and to get the best of the best, around there. We're also going to film a TV show around this, so a lot of guys will get to watch it, and we hope that it will be some good entertainment. But not only are we going to follow them during the fishing aspect, we're going to follow them kind of like a reality show to their jobs, see what they're like.
Cool.
Some of us have boring lives, but some of us do some really important things.
Yeah.
Like
man right here.
like Sal.
Yeah.
You're helping people.
Yeah, we are. We help a lot of people, and vascular patients are the sickest patients in the hospital.
Wow.
I mean,
Seriously.
they just need, when we're working on them, they just need that extra attention. And I'm an X-ray tech, so I mean, I've branched off to get to this point.
Right.
But when it comes to a nursing standpoint, we do conscious sedation, or if we have to use anesthesia. These vascular patients, man, they're just sickly patients.
Wow.
And you do have, cancer patients. Let's be honest. They
Right,
are also very
absolutely, yeah.
sick, but we don't see a lot of that. It's a lot of diabetes, a lot of renal failure. It can be very, very, it breaks your heart. Because you'll see young people and grandmothers and grandfathers.
Every day.
It just breaks your heart
Every
when
day.
you see them come in.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, it's.
Yeah.
I have a daughter who in one semester she will be finished. She's at Berry College in the nursing program.
Good.
So one more semester, she graduates. She wants to be an RN, and she wants to. Now she calls them. This is how the way she says it: underbaked babies, which is preemies and stuff
and
like
I
that.
see, the NICU.
The NICU. That's
Neonatal
exactly
ICU,
what she wants to go into.
Yeah.
And you guys, and let's be serious for a moment. You guys see some stuff that a lot of people can't handle.
Yeah.
And so kudos to you every day, and all you guys in that field,
Absolutely.
guys and women that do nursing and stuff like that, because she has been working at Redmond Hospital in Rome for the last couple of years, and she tells us she can't be the specifics because you got that, what's that,
The HIPAA.
the HIPAA and all that, but just some of the situations that you guys encounter on a daily basis is
it can be frightening.
it's extraordinary.
We had a tough case the other day, and 2 days later, the patient's doing great. and we had to do carotid surgery on them. And let's be honest, I mean, the carotid arteries are the arteries going up to the brain.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so I did not know that. So
That's the ones here, right?
Yeah, that's the two right here on the side of the neck, and then you also have your vertebral arteries that actually goes through the spine up to the back of the brain. So,
all right.
yeah, so the carotid arteries is you have a bifurcation, and anytime you have a bifurcation, you have a buildup of plaque and calcifications, and that seems to be an area that becomes a problem. And you have your external carotid, which supplies the face and the scalp and things like that, and then you have the internal carotid that goes up to the brain.
Gotcha.
And that's the one that we had to work on the other day. And again, without providing a lot of information that can get me in trouble, our physician, I'll tell you, we have some of the best vascular physicians on the planet, in my opinion. They're very, very good doctors.
That's awesome. And James Larry, the guy that recognized you, that's what I have, non-operable, whatever you're talking about with the
carotid artery.
You guys better pay attention, because I see a question of the week next week from this little segment right here.
Okay.
We'll start. You'll have to tell me again what all those things are. But this might be the question of the week. He is speaking truth. Yeah, seriously. Listen, people that do nursing, doctors, stuff like that. COVID aside, take the COVID aside, just in general, unbelievable.
The most unappreciated people in our society. I think.
They probably are. Seriously, they probably are. I mean, my daughter talks about getting punched, kicked, just trying to help people, but their wits may not be there and all that. So anyway,
sometimes the wits are there. They punch and they kick, and they're just not happy.
Well,
it's unfortunate, but that's what we get into. We're there to help them regardless. We can't discriminate them because they're swatting and spitting and all that kind of stuff. You're still there to do a job.
Exactly.
And you can't treat that person any different than a person that's all, tears. I can't tell you how grown men crying on our table.
Yeah.
Because they're scared.
Yeah.
So that's.
I could lighten this up. I got a great. I can't even tell this story on there. I better not tell this story on there. The answer will be medulla oblongata. All right, so there you go. It's what made the Gators ornery. I'm gonna say that's probably what he was saying. But yes, it is. People get scared. Now, I was gonna talk about my vasectomy.
Best decision I ever made.
Should be a short story though, right?
It is a short story. Listen at him. I mean, sheesh.
Hey, that's coming from a medical professional, so it has to be true.
Shot fired right there. You may tell the story real quick. Listen, I'm laying on the table. The doc comes in. Now, I'm not even talking about the betadine bath before, because we'll have to change the rating of this thing.
Right. We don't want to
All right, so we don't want to do that. So the betadine bath's one thing. So the doc comes in. They set up the little table right there and all that. And he goes to work. And I'll be honest. I said, Doc, how's your eyesight? And he's like, oh, it's great. And I'm like, seriously, Doc, how's your eyesight? You ain't got a lot to work with down there. All right. I mean, seriously. And he starts laughing. He goes, you want to know who the scaredest people are? Sometimes it's the guys that are best suited for a lot of other things. You know what I'm saying? He goes, they're always the ones that walk off the table. They're terrified. He goes, for a guy to get up and leave, it's always one of these guys. It's always one of these guys. It's never one of these guys.
Too much to risk.
All right, seriously. I mean, Josh bought this Italian uncured sausage right here because we were just going to snack on. But I mean,
that's an example.
It suits the story well, and this suits the story well.
Oh boy!
Wow, it just made a left turn.
It made a left turn. Listen, I don't even know what we're doing here.
I love it.
I told these guys, I said, when you come on this show, we never know what we're going to talk about. So go ahead and get your superior Italian uncured day sausage right there in Picante. We might open this thing up here before long. So, but the guys you're talking about scared though. I mean, that's kind of funny, but I mean, there's some people, they are get scared when they go to hospital. So, all right. Let's get back on to fishing. How about that?
Amen.
You want to do that? So before we get to the Waters HVAC question of the week, I'm going to preface this by saying a couple weeks ago, I got to, like I said, I got to fish with you in the Hammonds tournament. Let's talk a little bit about your Phoenix boats real quick. Both of you are Phoenix guys.
How much time you got?
Well, this is got to be a quick segment. We got to talk a lot about fishing. But what made you decide to get a Phoenix boat?
What made me decide to get a Phoenix boat? One, my dealership.
Okay.
I owned a Vexus. I went with their aluminum model, and I needed to take it to that next level. And I know Phoenix boats, I mean, let's be honest, they perform, and the ride surprised me quite a bit. But, I was looking at a Bass Cat or a
Right.
Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to go fast. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I like getting up on pad and I like driving the thing. And I think Phoenix boats, you do have to drive a little bit. But my dealership was really the deciding factor. They took me over the edge to make that commitment. And the fit and finish on these boats, in my opinion, they're second to none. I don't know what you think. I mean, we're all going to have, listen, Ranger guys are going to be Ranger guys.
Right.
Bass Cat guys are going to be Bass Cat guys. Well, I'm a Phoenix guy. These things are just nice.
Gotcha.
But I've only had mine for like 2 months.
Okay.
You know,
Is yours a 2020?
it's a 2021. It's a 919 Pro XP with the 225 Mercury, of course. But
Spoken just like a true NASCAR guy.
So I'm sorry, what's the model again?
it's a 919
The
Pro
919.
XP.
Yeah, it's a great boat.
Yeah.
Chris, I was talking about my junk. All right. So, not everybody else's. So don't tell Scott Barnes that I'm doing that. So you've just now switched over.
You didn't miss anything, Scott.
No,
so far.
you didn't. Trust me. Again, right here. You didn't miss over. Right here. This is all. Nobody missed anything. All right. So, but you've had yours a little longer.
So I bought mine basically a year and a half ago. And let's admit it. All the big boat companies are great companies.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And they all have their benefits. They all have their drawbacks, maybe.
Right.
And it does come down to Ford or Chevy, a Ram, whatever you prefer. I said Ram.
Toyota.
Said Ram for Kerry Bell in case he's watching.
Yeah. Yeah. My goodness. I've never seen so many pictures of an orange Dodge.
That's his girlfriend, right?
It must be.
Yeah. So,
It must be.
anyways, back to we digress.
You let
but
Kerry Bell know that. Though. That's what we said. But seriously,
I
my
love Kerry.
goodness.
I love Kerry, so we can make fun of him. But for me, I did all my homework, and Bass Cat's a great boat. I did look at Bass Cat. I even considered the Express aluminum boat.
Right.
Drove Jimbo's, and it's a great riding boat. So I looked at everything, and I was in a Skeeter before. Skeeter's a great boat, but it was just the ride of the Phoenix and the layout. And to me, for what you get for the money,
right,
in a Phoenix is hard to beat.
It is.
And you rode it.
Oh, did I ever? I liked it.
Yeah. They ride great.
That's the one thing I told you.
I'll buy another one. I'll put it that way. I'd buy another one.
Yeah.
And hard to beat.
I told him, I said, good Lord, this thing is smooth. And even when we got in, and granted, we fished on what? Friday?
And when we left Baldridge, it was rough coming back, remember?
Yes, it was. But
you couldn't really tell that much.
No, seriously. I mean, and I've ridden in others, and I'm not how old are you? I'm not as old as
53.
you. 53. So you have to have a good riding boat at that age.
You ain't kidding. I got a bad back too.
That's what I'm saying. So I mean, that's what I was gonna say. I've ridden in other boats, and I had the daylights beat out of me after riding. It just felt like I've been in a bar fight. But after riding the Phoenix, I was just like, man, I wished I had your money. Sweet.
I'm debt.
That FX20 gave me a heart attack, and I don't think it's the boat so much as the fact that you were driving, Chris.
Oh, that's right. Chris was the guy.
He scared the hell out of me.
Yeah, you told me that.
Listen, Chris, no lie. I'm gonna be honest. I'm transparent. I told Brett that it was you that scared the ever-loving daylights out of me. Not even 100 yards after blast off, and he says the boat wasn't airborne, but I mean, I beg to differ.
But that was after you and I had been going 70
wrong
in
with
my
that,
boat.
Chris.
Seriously, 70 miles an hour in that Phoenix was like 20 in that FX, that Skeeter. Seriously, well, wrong. That's a nice boat we were in. Right?
Yeah.
The Skeeter was a nice
Skeeter's a
boat.
nice
It's
boat.
just I honestly told you, I said this is the smoothest riding thing I've ever been in.
Yeah.
On that. So
I believe it. I'm partial.
And the little compartment for the net.
Yeah, that's
down
cool,
in the full board.
Of course, it's funny. I've had guys fish with me in tournaments, and I forget to tell them about where the net is stored.
Yeah.
And you hook a fish, and where's the net? It's down there. Where? It becomes
yours
a
that way
three-ring
too. You got
circus.
that little hidden cubby in there.
Yeah, but you want to know this is the stupid thing is I bought that boat, spent the money I did on that boat, the money I did on
Sure.
that boat. I didn't order a net with it.
You did not order the
I
net.
did not
did
order
that
the net.
come with
I
it?
thought that was standard.
No, it does not. Well, at least from what I understand, and it's not standard.
We might need to check on that. I think that's supposed to be
All right. Well, maybe
standard
they forgot
item.
to put it in. I mean, it's such a
Hey, get the man a net.
and it's hard. You can't just use any net in it.
it's
It's
specific.
kind of specific.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know what we're talking about, down in the floorboard, there's a
Floorboard?
little. Is it floorboard?
Cockpit.
Floorboard.
Okay,
You
what
said
the hell?
float.
What do you call it? On
You
a
said
boat?
flowboard.
Flowboard. It's floor. Excuse me. The floorboard. I'm country, dude. It's been a long day, man. Seriously, it might be that. Jack. Anybody with Jekyll Island Brewing, if you're there, we'd like some money for that. Here's your shout out. That might be why I said that. And also, I'm gonna tell you right now too. Anybody that likes an adult beverage needs to try out this pineapple habanero hop.
Really?
Habanero hop.
Dude, listen.
Do you have
seriously.
one? Can I try one?
Absolutely, right over there. Justin, look over there in the refrigerator. This is absolutely the best beer.
Make it two.
There might be 2 left. I don't know. Is there 2 left? We might be out. You two might have to share
How
this
did you
week.
How did you find out about it?
Josh goes to the store and comes back with all this hippie stuff.
Yeah, because he's a
Left
hippie.
behind the Sprites.
I think we're out.
Are you serious? I drunk them all? My wife, no. All right, listen, seriously. Sorry, Sal. It ain't a bush
Steve
light.
Gerbig
Okay,
wants to
listen.
know.
But you had me at habanero.
I apologize for this. And so the next time that I have you
We'll get to
on,
you, Steve.
Oh, this is
we will
next
have
time?
some. Yeah, you're going to come back.
Nice.
Yeah, because I like you two guys. But anyway, pineapple habanero is this might be the best beer I've ever had in my life.
Nice.
Seriously, I like it. But anyway,
Yeah.
let's hide it behind the
All
green.
right.
Let's hide it behind tomatoes. So nobody
So,
sees it.
Steve Gerbig?
Is that the yeah. Treble hooks from a hand. Any
Yeah.
advice on that?
There's a story on that, but
Tell a
what-
story.
Steve, you tell me if I'm wrong. What I always say about Steve Gerbig is Gerbig or go home. That's what
Gerbig
that's
or
what I
go
say.
home.
Big or go
Right.
home. Nice.
That's my slogan for Gerbig. And he and I've had some great tournaments together. He's a hell of a fisherman, but he always gives me crap about
Brett
something,
says
right?
call Jimbo.
So
Sal looks like he works at Beaver Toyota.
Brett's just called Jim.
All right, listen here.
All right,
okay.
Justin.
Listen, Sal is represented.
He's better
He is
than-
represented
Better than
at Beaver Toyota.
he's represented by Beaver Toyota.
He is highbrow. But why do you need to call Jimbo Rick Esposito?
Because that's another one of my buddies giving me crap. That's what they do.
Is he? Is he on here?
Yeah, Rick Esposito. Yep.
No. I want to know if Jimbo's on here.
Oh, Jimbo, are you on here? I don't think so.
I miss you, Justin.
You miss Justin? You know I coached Justin in Little League football.
Is that how you guys originally met?
He has been my right tackle. He was my right tackle growing up. I'm not lying to you. Right tackle, great blocker.
Oh,
Ran behind him like
what
crazy.
Rick was saying, call Jimbo to get the hooks out of hand. You're right, Rick. He is good at that. Jimbo's excellent at yanking hooks out of hands.
Does he use the whole loop thing? And
Yes. The braid
Yeah.
and the loop, he's really good at it. But
Well, good for him. There you go.
no,
Chris.
Steve Gerbig and I were fishing a Hammond's summer tournament, in June. And we'd been on these fish the week before. I think we came maybe second. And I'm probably exaggerating. That's probably fifth, but sounds better when I say second.
yeah, it's a good number.
Well, hell, ain't nobody gonna know. Say it first. Hey, you won it.
Nobody's watching.
You
right?
won the thing, right?
So we're fired up. We're on these fish, and we pull up to this spot, and I reach down to unlatch the bungee cord that was on my skeeter
Mhm.
to hold the rod. Phoenixes don't have that; they have a better strap system. But
Oh,
when
fired. Okay.
when I did, my finger just went straight. The hook, treble hook from a top water bait, buried, and you watch the hook disappear. It's the funniest thing. You watch the hook just disappear into your finger. It's the first cast, and first thing Steve said is, "I don't want to look at it.
Seriously.
I don't want to see what just happened." So I take side cutters, and I cut the treble hook off and text Jimbo because I knew he was out there. And I said, I need you to see if you can get a hook out of my hand. In the meantime, and Steve, you tell me if I'm wrong about this, I throw a jig out there and start dragging a jig and catch a 4+, like first cast doing that.
Nice.
Steve is fishing
Wait
top
a
water
second, wait a second.
and gets 2 more 4+ in the boat.
Why
So-
you got a hook in your hand?
Yeah. So we're sitting there with 12 pounds, and I end up going to the hospital. He drives me back to the ramp. I have to go to the hospital to North Side, and Steve finishes the tournament. We don't win. But
You went to the hospital for a hook?
well, because of the way it went in, the way it went into the end of my finger, you couldn't just yank it out. Now I know a lot of you guys think I'm a puss, and you would have yanked it out anyways. But
Well, yeah, okay.
I ain't yanking that one out. And if it happens again that way, I'm going back to North Side. I have insurance for that.
We say poon.
Oh, okay.
Poon.
Poon.
There you go.
Tang, not tang, but poon.
Poon. I think that's the easy way to say it. You could say
Tang's
that
the
now.
drink. The
I
orange
really
drink.
feel bad that I don't have a beer for you.
No, man, don't start that again. You don't have to worry
Seriously,
about. I'm not even a
you can have
drinker, but
anything in
again,
that
I've never had
refrigerator,
anything.
Just don't get that Belgium crap.
You don't like Belgian beer?
Listen, I had one last week, and I don't know if they caught it on camera or was it Tuesday or whatever it was.
Would you spew it out?
Oh my gosh!
Bitter.
Listen, I love nasty tasting beer, and that just kind of like kicked me.
I love Belgian beer.
So you've been called a sissy, but Jimmy Sanders is taking that for you. All right,
Have you ever had a
That's my
pork
man,
slap?
Jimmy.
a pork
Love you, buddy.
slap.
A pork slap.
This is a G-rated show, dude.
No, I'm telling you, it is a beer. Look it up. Look it up. It's called pork slap, and it's a picture of a pig holding a beer. That
good?
was my worst beer ever.
Oh, it's bad.
Oh no! That red stripe crap. You had a
No,
red stripe.
no, I have not.
Oh, that
They're
Jamaican
not,
beer.
they're not good.
No, I had one at Taco Mac one time. Like that died.
Yeah, you
I
get
said,
one.
listen, you need to take that off the
You have one of
menu."
those once, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Well, you're one step closer to the T-shirt with that. So you had to
Listen,
drink
I don't
it.
want to. If I got to go through that, I don't want you to hang on T-shirt. You can keep your T-shirt. So, all right. So let's get to this. Guys are gonna be like, "Are y'all gonna talk fishing tonight?"
Nathan wants to know how they removed the hook. It wasn't fun. We won't go into that.
Well, he went to the hospital. He's a sissy. What they did is they gave him a shot and probably put him. Did you get anesthesia?
They had to do 4 shots to get it to
Oh
numb.
my gosh, 4 shots.
Yeah.
Did
It's
you
a lot
cry?
of nerve
Did you cry?
endings.
No, I don't think I did.
4 shots
They
in
had-
your finger.
Well, she was the one saying it. Do you still feel it? Yeah. Let's do another one. Do you still feel it?
Oh,
Yeah, let's do another one.
Well, listen,
Joey.
T-shirt to get your pork slapped. Joey, I don't even know what to say to that, buddy. I just seriously, we're going to change the ratings of this show right now. I don't even know, but maybe at the next tournament you can. That sounds like a T-shirt we need to get. We'll get made up. Get your
Yeah.
pork slapped here at Fish North Georgia. Josh, write that down. All right, that's we're gonna make millions on that right there. All right, so let's get to the Waters HVAC question of the week. Guys, again, listen, I said it Tuesday night. I'm going to say it again till I'm blue in the face. Mason Waters is one of my friends. He is the owner of Waters Heating and Air, and I've known him probably now for, I think, since 2003. I could tell you some crazy stories about him, but I think I need to get him on here on the air sometime. First time I ever met him, seriously, we're doing a heating and air job for Nice Jones. We're driving down Windward Parkway, and I've known this cat for 45 minutes or so. He goes, I'm driving a big ass box truck. He goes, stop. And I'm like, what? He gets out, and he grabs a hammer. And I'm not lying. And this cat's over on the side of in the wood. He probably don't want me telling this story. It's 20 years
Too late.
ago. It's
Too
20
late.
years ago.
Yeah.
Who cares? You can't stop me now. Mason, listen. This is going to make you seem relatable to the rest of us, okay? Look at Mason Waters.
No
stories.
stories.
Listen, so he's over off in the bushes, and his hammer's just going up and down. And I'm like, what the hell is this guy doing? Scaring the hell out of me. He brings up this turtle. He saw a loggerhead that he wanted to take home and eat, and this thing was like a 20-pound loggerhead. So next thing I know, he's throwing it in the back of the thing. We go to work. We finish the job, and the whole day I'm just kind of watching this cat like, and see, it's true. See, it's true. And I'm kind of watching him like he's a serial killer. So I come back the next morning, and the owner of the company calls me and goes, how's this guy? And I said, dude, listen, he's a stone cold killer.
Wow.
he's like seriously, like what's up? I said, hell, he's killing turtles on the side of the road with their hammers. Blood everywhere in the back of my truck. So I hope none of you PETA guys are following this. But I say this, look, these are the kind of stories that you make with friends.
Yeah.
And Mason Waters is one. He is a friend that if I don't talk to him for 8 months, when I call on the phone, it's like we never missed a day. Guy owns a heating and air company, Waters Heating and Air. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe he uses Ream and Rude products like that. But again, one of the smartest guys I know. If you have a heating and air issue, His number, and I have to write it down. I don't know what, because I always just have, everybody's in your cell phone under their name.
Mhm.
All right, so his number is, listen to this, guys, write this number down. Ream. Okay, so he's Ream. He does Ream, but he can service anything. Trust me, I've asked him enough questions over the years. I love this guy to death. 770-773-0073. All right, call him up. Call him the Turtle Killer. I don't care what you want to call him. Do that. Listen, call him whatever. But honestly, if you want heating and air work done, he's out of ball ground. He services all these areas. Anybody that's watching, unless you're watching out of state or something, and hell, he'll probably even go out there. I call him up one day. He's in Alabama working or something like that. But seriously, the best guy to do your heating and air is Mason Waters, Waters Heating and Air. 770-773-0073. Am I supposed to read something here?
No, pork slap. Pale ale. Pork slap pale ale.
Oh my God, he's really doing that. All right, so
But you're not
there is a pork
promoting
slap
it. You're
pale
saying
ale.
don't drink.
Don't drink
Don't
it.
drink pork slap pale ale. All right, what's the question of the week? What do you not drink? But seriously. All right, so anyway, Waters Heating and Air. Love the guy. Tell him Fish North Georgia sent you. And, you will not be disappointed in Waters Heating and Air. So here we go. Question of the week. Now, this is because of these two guys. And this is why we had the little story before. Who owns Phoenix Bass Boats? All right, that is the question of the week. The winner, the first person that answers, will get a True Grit jig package. I've been packaging them up all afternoon. We got a bunch of them. We'll send you out some in the colors.
There you
Gary
go.
Klaus, good Lord.
Nathan won it again.
No, I think
Ron
Ron Swinford
Swinford
beat Nathan.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Rob
Way
Young,
to go.
you were
Sorry,
Way to
close.
go, Ron Swinford.
Okay, so listen.
No.
According to listen, all this, it's just blowing up. Listen, that was too daggum easy. Look, everybody got that right.
I like what Justin's saying.
What was that?
Sal, Brett, Trent Palmer,
Yeah,
etc.
you're right.
I like
Justin.
the sounds of that.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
get a discount on yours,
that
buddy.
is the truth.
You get a discount on yours, Justin.
Absolutely. Okay,
I own the rims on my boat.
all right. So what was the guy that won it? Hey Nathan, I actually got your address up. I'm sending you out the prize from Tuesday night tomorrow. So Ron Swinford. Ron, where are you from? Do we know Ron? Y'all know Ron?
Mm-mm.
Ron Swinford, just by curious, I want to know how much shipping's going to cost me. So where are you from, buddy?
I'm curious if he drives a
Rome.
Phoenix, though.
Okay, Rome, Georgia. I said, there you go. Now listen, my daughter goes to Barry out there. So everyone knows who owns Phoenix. Listen, here's the thing.
Not everybody knows how to spell Phoenix, though.
There you go. Yeah, Phoenix.
Um,
I'll get one of these days.
Brent Kessler calls them Phoenix.
Phoenix?
Yeah, because we saw one day that didn't have the H on it. So it was Poenix, and now he always calls it a Phoenix.
A Phoenix? Well, whatever. They're fast and they're smooth. So, guys, Brett's Phoenix is smooth.
We'll never live that down.
Never gonna live that down. Everybody at Hammond's, if you see Brett, just comment on his Phoenix. Did I say it right?
I don't know. Ask Brent Kessler.
Brent Kessler. Is it Brent or Brent?
Brent.
Okay. All right. Anyway, so listen, Justin, we're just having a good time here. Phone and big fingers. Yeah, that's what I say. The letters blow off. So anyway, Ron, we appreciate you, buddy, and I'm gonna send you out a True Grit package with some fall colors. I hope you like jig fishing. We still believe it's the best jig on the market, or when we actually get them out there. They're available at Fish North Georgia. They're really good. And again, I'm gonna do a what's it called? A plug right now. What's it called when you plug something?
Plug.
A plug, yeah, is a word for it. But I'm gonna do a plug anyway. It's a selfish plug, whatever. We got Georgia jigs.
A promotion.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
But there's a term for it. Selfless plug or whatever. We got Georgia jigs on sale to the end of November for $2.60 a piece. So go to fishnorthgeorgia.com if you want to get the True Grit jigs. We got them there, and if you want to get the Georgia jigs that are on sale in all the colors that we carry, $2.60 a piece. So
That's a good deal.
again, Waters
for the
HVAC, guys, heating and air question of the week. We appreciate you, Mason, very much. So
Shout out, Justin. Shout out.
shout out to who?
No, that's what he's saying. It's a shout out.
I thought it was like a selfless plug or but I mean, it is a shout out. Brian Baker. Why did I get Brian Baker's address?
Well, now everybody has it.
Okay, Brian Baker from the other day. Oh, I gotta send him some stuff. He's the first timer. Hey, there you go. Actually, Josh and I talked about you today. What you want? You just tell me what you want and I'll send you something. Now, you can't pick like a FX rod. I'm not sending you an FX rod that costs too much. Your Outdoors Adventure, shameless plug, something like that. But yeah, regardless. Anyway, we got them. You want a hat? Okay. All right. I'm going to get you a hat. So
Cool.
there you go. It's going to be camouflage because that's all I got right now, buddy. So you'll have to do that, but we're going to get some other colors in right now. So, or a sticker for my new boat. Well, I'm going to tell you, a sticker would be a lot less cost to actually ship. So
Absolutely.
you tell me, sticker or hat, up to you. All right, let's talk wintertime fishing because we've talked 51 minutes and we ain't covered the first bit of fishing yet.
We've talked 51 minutes.
Hey, listen, listen. Hey, Rob, all right, perfect, Rob Young. Ain't it, seriously, that's how it goes. It feels like we've talked 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every single time. That's Sal. That's it.
Yeah.
The next thing you know, it's 9:30, and old people like you are like, I got to go to bed.
Well, I'm normally in bed an hour ago.
Yeah. So anyway, well, that's how it goes. So you got to hang with us, young dude.
52 minutes ago.
That's right.
What'd you say? You 50 something?
53. I'm still 53.
How old are you, Sal?
I
You
am,
ain't changed since the last time I asked you.
I am 48. I'll be 49 next
Okay,
month.
so I'm 48 too.
Yep.
So he's the old fart.
Yeah.
All right, good. So since you're the old fart,
Yep.
and you're probably getting tired.
I've been tired.
Y'all been on the sausages too long. That's right.
I was up at Lake Chautauqua at a little after 6 this morning.
No, that's-
Seriously. So that's why you were posting pictures from up there. on
Oh, I wasn't
Facebook.
fishing. I was working. I was at the hospital up there.
Well, what were you doing? Industrial stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's not near as exciting as you
No,
fishing.
I
up
wish
there.
I'd been fishing.
Okay, so let's start this. All right, so almost to Thanksgiving. And of course, you and I fished the other day. We had some ideas of what we wanted to do. But I would imagine with each progressive week, things change.
Mhm.
And so I'm going to give you the first crack in the next month or so. What are you looking at on Lake Lanier specifically? But you like to fish other lakes too. So I don't want to be just tied down to Lake Lanier.
Yeah.
But, I don't know if you plan on going to Hartwell or any other lakes like that. But if you don't,
Yeah.
regardless, look, what are you concentrating on in the next month as far as catching bass, be it spotted or largemouth?
Yeah. I'm going to tournament on Hartwell Black Friday. And then February, March, I like to spend some time on Carter's Lake. I love Carter's Lake when the water temperature gets in that 50 to 55 degree range for
Right.
a float and fly bite. It's a great thing to do there. And you can fish the ditches like you do Lanier. But I absolutely love Lanier in the winter, and I've grown to love it more and more as the years have gone on.
Right.
It's difficult for anybody, and it's so cold that you have to stick your rod down in the water because there's ice in your eyelets. Nobody enjoys that. But if you can bear the elements and learn the techniques that are good on Lanier in the winter,
Mm-hmm.
you'll fall in love with it. It's just, these guys that do it will tell you it's amazing. And it's not somewhere. Is that Kurt?
It's Kurt. Listen, I just logged on. All I've heard about is Phoenix and sausages. What is tonight's topic? It's actually deep water, wintertime. It's actually wintertime fishing. Hey, listen, Scott, if you're a confident fisherman, you can tell everybody what you're going to do.
I'm not going to tell all the secrets, Scott. Don't worry.
Yeah, but listen, seriously. I mean, I'm the kind of say, listen, I'm fishing with this worm right here. I'm catching them, and they should be able to pull up beside you, and you still out fishing. I'm
Yeah.
just that way.
Yeah.
Of course, everybody out fishes me.
He said
so.
it's a joke. You do have to know. You have to know Scott's sense of humor.
I do know Scott. It's kind of it was. I know Scott. I'm just messing with you. Calm down, buddy. I love you. Calm down. We got you.
If Scott's awake, he's being
Seriously.
funny,
Yeah,
basically.
Scott. Yeah, I mean, he's probably. I mean, he needs to go to bed too. It's about his time, man.
When we do closings with him on our house,
Yeah.
most of us joking. Just
Oh, I know.
you're
He's
just
a
signing
good guy.
papers.
I tell everybody our wives work together. You know that.
Yeah, you told me.
I did tell you
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
See, Scott, I was actually saying good stuff about you on the boat when we were fishing the Hammonds tournament. Did you see Scott's weight the other day before we go any further?
Incredible.
Did you see that
No.
on the Ham? Listen, I don't know
The digital
the digital
tournament.
tournament
Yeah,
the other day.
yeah.
It's like the first time I hit it, it was like 9 o'clock. And it said Scott Barnes and whoever he was fishing with, and they had like 18 something pounds. And then
I
had
think
all
he was
these
fishing
other,
with Lane, right? Maybe no, somebody.
who was
were
you fishing with,
Scott?
Scott? Yeah, tell us again. So I'm not lying. This is no lie. I hit refresh. Hell, I done thought I had an old tournament on it. Clint Cooper.
Clint.
This is no lie. I swear. I saw the weight. I'm like, hell, I didn't know Scott won one of these.
I mean,
things. And
Clint's
I hit
great,
refresh. I thought I done pulled up an old one.
Clint's good by himself too, but you put Clint and Scott together.
Is that what it was?
yeah,
By like 8 o'clock, they had like 18 pounds. And so on this digital tournament format at Hammond's, you can watch the leaderboard all day,
which is fun.
How'd you
It's
like to
great.
be the sap? All of a sudden you look up and they got 18 pounds by 8:30.
Yeah, I mean,
You're like, hell, I just lost all my money.
and I don't know. Getting back to winter fishing and the digital tournament, I don't know if Tim is planning to. We've never done the digital tournaments all the way through the winter. I think it would be great if he chooses to do that. It's up to Tim, but Brian Hinkle and Tim creating this format for this the local format
Right.
is incredible. It's just
I had a lot of fun in it.
Paul Driscoll and some of the other guys, they kid about it. They hate it. Right. And I understand why people don't like it,
Right.
but there's a lot more to like about it than to not like about it.
Yeah.
And it's nerve wracking.
It is. It is.
It's nerve wracking.
It is. And real quick, before I get to Sal on his wintertime tips, what he likes to do, what this digital thing is at Hammond's is you go in, you get a scale,
Pre-calibrated scale.
pre-calibrated.
They're all calibrated to the same exact weight. And Tim has like 60 of them. So there's no shortage of these scales.
Yeah, they got plenty of them. So
Yeah.
they do that. And this was my first one with him the other day. So we go out, you catch a fish, and then what you got to do, you have to phone video, the scale being turned on,
Mhm.
hooking the fish up, weighing the fish, releasing the fish. And then you got to take that video and you upload it. But what it does is it gives you a live scoreboard.
That's
It's pretty cool.
yeah.
I mean,
that's
don't
great.
get me wrong. I am a fan of weigh-ins. Josh and I we debate this all the time when nobody's here. But for fish care and the other cool thing is the blast off is non-existent. You can pull up at any ramp and you can't.
Anywhere.
What was it? 6:30?
Yeah, you just can't get a line wet until the start time. And the weigh-in, the app, does not start until the exact moment of 6:30.
Yeah.
So, and Danny and I thought we were going to be weighing. It was still dark, and we pulled up to a lighted boat dock because it was still dark. And I hooked into this big fish. It ended up being a striper.
Mm-hmm.
But we were sitting there going, "How are we going to be able to do this in the dark?" You
Yeah,
know?
it is, Ron. It is. It's
So.
it's like a local MLF tournament. It is pretty cool. And the thing about it was, we pull up on a spot, and I had a good couple casts. And so, we jumped out to what we thought was going to be, a pretty good day. And so we were kind of confident. And then you see, okay, well, now we've dropped position. We've dropped a position. We were like,
It's so hard to watch.
oh, dude, it's terrible because you're like, Brant ended up winning it. Or Brant, how do you say his name?
Yeah,
Kessler?
Brant Kessler.
Is it
and,
Brant Kessler?
Brant Kessler, and I'm sorry that I can't remember the guy he was fishing with. Josh.
Yeah, that's okay. But I mean,
His
it's
boater.
just like, all we got to do, and you kind of start judging what you need to do. So it was like, okay, well, they're a pound ahead of us. We just need one fish because we had 4 fish. We couldn't get that 5th fish for nothing,
Right.
could we? Or not?
Well, we
had
caught
fish,
fish, but not.
They were short.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're short.
And so we were like, okay, we've got Tyler Bagwell. Okay, that's who was fishing with, I guess.
That's
Brent.
right, Tyler
Okay,
Bagwell.
Tyler
Yep.
Bagwell. Awesome.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Yeah, and Scott chimed in. So
Question on that.
you got a question on what?
Can you weigh a short fish on that? They don't measure the.
Hey, yeah, that is a good question. Yeah, because
I'm almost positive it still has to be a legal.
illegal fish.
Illegal fish.
14 inches.
Scott
Yeah.
Barnes, since you are the mayor of all things Lake Lanier,
Well, he's the
fishing,
mayor of Lake Lanier. Yeah.
and I'm sure you and Hawkins talk a lot. Let's just let's get a definite ruling on that question. On a digital, yes, 14 inches. He says,
That's what I
okay,
thought,
yes,
yeah.
because we were throwing back 13 inches. We could have.
You'd been mad at me if you found out it was 30.
I've been pissed off. We won some money, but anyway, it's a pretty cool format. And the thing about it is, you can watch the and all day we're like, man, if we just get one fish, we're all right. If we just get one fish, and then it goes on. He cut it off at what 12:30 that day.
12:30.
12:30. So like 11 hours. We got an hour and a half. 11:30. Okay, we got an hour to 12. Hell, we can't catch fish, and then
It
and
goes
it's
by
just.
fast.
And we went from first at early in the morning because we were like real
We were
early.
in first for a
We were
while.
first for
Yeah.
a while.
Yeah.
Because I went boom, boom, boom on the rock crawler. There you go, Spro. There's your shout out on Spro rock crawler. And
Love that bait.
oh, ask him. It was great for one little hole.
Scott said, but if you're weighing in 14 inches, you need to go home.
Listen, a 14-inch fish could be the difference between money and not, because we had it. I mean, that
Yeah.
day it could have been.
In some instances.
In
that's
some
correct.
instances, but you're right. I mean, we can't all go out and pop 18 pounds by 8 o'clock in the morning like you did. Dynamite. Excuse me. Whatever. Let's jump, because Scott's not going to tell us what he's going to do in the wintertime fishing. But let's jump over here to Sal.
He didn't actually say what. I mean,
Hell,
what
he said something about a floating fly, and I just kind
Well,
of.
that was Carter's Lake.
That's what we're talking about, Carter's Lake.
Yeah.
But Lanier. What's great about wintertime fishing Lanier is the fish will school up.
Okay.
And they'll stay in an area. And they're not as nomadic as they are most of the rest of the year. And a lot of times they'll school up by size as well. So you'll get into a bunch of 3-pounders, 3.5-pounders that are all cookie cutter fish, but they can be quality fish. And the other great thing about winter fishing Lanier is you can catch them in 3 inches of water or 70 feet or anywhere in between. And I just love it. I mean, I don't like the cold, but if you start fishing in the winter and you figure it out, it's amazing.
That's the best time to catch a big one, though, right?
Absolutely.
That's when you catch.
That's when they're the fattest. They've been gorging all fall, getting ready for the spawn, and they're still eating, and they've changed over to eating a lot of crawfish and a lot of hardier type forage in the winter. And they don't lose as much weight in the winter. So they're just fat. I mean, it's amazing.
They're not on the roam as
That's right.
much.
They're not burning the calories.
Yeah, they're not burning the calories, and they just kind of just sit there. Not sit there, but I mean,
They don't move
they
much.
want quick access to that shallow water and then get back down deep. And then please correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, those are the kind of spots that I like to fish. And I want that quick access. I want that steep, ledge or drop off, whatever you want to call it. But there's also got to be something in that deep water that's going to hold them. And that's where I like to find that trash, try to find some of the trash on the bottom, maybe even locate some rock with it.
Yep.
And dragging a tungsten football jig is something I'd like doing.
That's what I was going to ask you. So you going with a jig in that situation?
Yeah, I'm going deep with a jig, but there's nothing like you said, and it's funny because I didn't start realizing this except for maybe the last couple winters. You can go as shallow as you want and catch a good fish. You really can. You just got to find the right spot. I mean, it's like any other time of year, you got to find the right spot, but it's funny. And it doesn't have to be a largemouth. It could be a good spot that's in that shallow water. And I always, Justin and I talked about it. I feel like sometimes the spots, they act like largemouth in the northern part of the lake where they are a little bit more shallow.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, I listen, I'm not a know-it-all when it comes to fishing, but it's been exciting trying to learn this lake. It frustrates me though. I mean, that's why I can't compete with these guys out on Lake Lanier.
Listen at you now.
I'm serious, man. I struggle out there, but it's still, it's a good lake.
So Jimmy Sanders, shaky, shaky, shaky. Now, is that not exactly what he used when the other day to bypass us?
It was.
He was throwing a shaky head.
It was.
Okay, so I don't fish.
He would
there
admit
often,
that.
but when we are fishing in cooler water, mega bass 1/8 ounce Okie Shearer prop head with a 3-inch spark shad works well. Listen, that's read there wrong.
What Scott said is so true.
Yeah.
Bait fish is the key in the winter.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's another question. Now, when we were
Mud on their bellies.
When you and I were fishing?
when we were fishing, we would pull up to a spot, and I'm not giving away where we were fishing at and all that, but you were looking for bait.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how you are. We'll let you go with this too. We'll let you start off on this. But Art, my experience with Brett, when he was kind of telling me, I was questioning, what are you looking for? This, and bait
Mm-hmm.
popped out of his mouth. So now, is that just a Lake Lanier thing, or all these lakes that you fish in the wintertime? Because you fish a variety of baits. Of lakes.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's the same because I fish the reservoirs and it's a rocky bottom, Altoona, Wedowee,
Mm-hmm.
those, we don't fish grass lakes in the winter, at least my club doesn't,
Right.
So it's more of these reservoir lakes and they all are, it's the bait, and are they eating the bait or are they eating crawdads? Who cares? If their bait's there, the fish is there.
Now, how important is sonar in the wintertime? And we're not going to get into the Panoptics just yet.
Yeah, Scott
Yeah,
Barnes, I still
Scott
want to get
Barnes. We're
together
not
with
gonna
you,
get
by
into
the way.
Panoptics, all that, but let's just. I mean, seriously though, wintertime fishing. You know, in summertime, you kind of know where they're at. You could just beat the bank. So if you wanted to, that's not
I
that's not
think
true.
if I can comment
Yeah,
on that, I
yes.
think for me, in my experience, you many times find after you find the fish in the winter. In other words, you pull up on a spot that you have history with, and it's almost a progression of what happens. You throw out there, you get a bite, and then sometimes that brings the fish off the bottom where you didn't see anything except maybe the structure you were throwing at. The fish all of a sudden will start coming off the bottom because there's activity happening.
Right.
Well, suddenly you see a big bait ball, and it was there the whole time. It was just off your screen. So a lot of times to me, it seems like the activity gets things moving in the wintertime, and then it starts to show up. Now, I don't have Panoptics yet. I'm in the process of getting it. I can't even imagine how that might be in the winter. I have no clue. I haven't fished Panoptics in the winter, but it's going to be interesting.
I've got next Tuesday night is we're going to do an episode with crappie fishermen, and I know Kyle Reeves of ATX Lure Co. Do you know him?
I do know him. He test drove, went on a test drive with me in my Vexus when I had it.
Okay, all right. So
yeah, a good guy.
he
Good
is
guy.
he is good.
Yeah.
He's from
So
Texas.
did you trade your Vexus or did you sell it?
I sold it. Yep, I sold it.
Okay, all right. Well, there you go. Did you get what you wanted for it?
I got a little more.
There you
That's
go.
what I'm talking about.
There you go. Hey, Scott Barnes, here's a question for you directly if you're still up here, Mayor, from Justin Butler. How much easier is it to see that bait on the bottom with the Panoptics? So anybody that's got that, please answer that question. But the crappie guys, you know, they can shoot that
On the docks.
Shoot the docks.
shoot it under the docks and you can see the fish follow the bait, Rob. So where would you recommend getting the Panoptics at? You buy it online. Hey, Fish North Joe, I'll sell you one. Let me go buy it and then I'll sell you
Resell it,
one.
that's right.
Yeah, I'll resell that joker. But it's amazing that and back to Kyle, he said that, you know, he said the fish are, he was just talking kind of, you know, in relative terms, the fish are 12 foot deep and 15 foot back under this dock, you know, and he was talking about, you know, and he was talking for crappie.
Yeah.
And I was just amazed. And he showed me this video of a rush of a tree and he's dropping a crappie jig. And, you know, we're not talking about throwing a shaky head worm. We're talking about a good grief, how small crappie jigs. You know what I'm talking about.
16
Yeah,
of an
an
ounce.
inch and a half.
Seriously,
Yeah.
you know, and you see this thing going down, and here's a tree, and you see fish moving to it. And I was just like, that's amazing.
Is that with regular sonar or Panoptics?
Panoptics. Yeah, no, it was definitely with Panoptics.
Yeah,
So
you
like
can
that.
take they have a different bracket where you can actually take it.
Turn it.
Yeah, you can turn it. And so you can shoot it out in front of you. You can turn the transducer and it'll shoot straight down. But now they've got another bracket. Well, they'll give you kind of like a 120-degree spread out in front of you that's live. So it's almost like a portion of the Humminbird 360,
Right.
but it's live. It's Panoptics, and I can't remember the name of it. I don't have that bracket yet.
Right.
But you know,
But do you have Panoptics?
I do, and I still need to get together with you, Scott Barnes.
Okay, well, let me ask you something. Let me ask you.
Education.
He offered.
Okay, Scott Barnes, you have two views with the Panoptics. So, you know, Scott, I asked you to come tonight, and he said he had plans. So I don't know what he was
Loser.
doing. Yeah,
He's in the
seriously,
bathtub
I
with
did.
candles.
This is where it's happening.
Bathtub with candles. Scott, were you taking a Calgon bath tonight? Seriously, dudes. I mean, come on. So he said he had plans, but I mean, evidently he's not doing too much. He's talking on here. So you have two views with the Panoptics, forward to see it out like 90 feet, perspective to see shallow from
That's
15 to 3.
perspective.
Believe it or not, the perspective view will show the bait better. Client at the office till late. Listen, that's what you tell your wife. That's not what you tell us out here. I mean, come on now.
Here's the thing. If Scott shows up, nobody else needs to be here. He's just he'll
He'll talk. He
Yeah.
likes to talk.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. Okay, but let me ask you this, and I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to say this because the guys we had on the other night, electric only guy, Aaron Cole was sitting here, and I can't remember if we said it on camera or before, but he said when he had his Panoptics on, he was fishing in Chris Gayton's boat, and for just whatever reason, he ended up fishing in that boat. And Chris has got Panoptics. And he said that he spent so much time looking at that it actually, in his mind, hurt his game. Have you experienced that?
I know exactly what he's talking about. I had the Lowrance, is it live site? I think is what they call it.
Right.
And it's not as good as the Panoptics. And again, I'm still trying to dial mine in. But yeah, you absolutely, because you see the fish.
Right.
So guess what? You're going to do everything you can to try to catch that fish.
Just make all the noise in the world over there, girl.
And
I'm just kidding.
and sometimes they are
She's
just
trying
not
to be
going to
quiet.
eat.
Huh?
They're just not going to eat.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
And
Does
so
that
you
not frustrate the hell out of you?
Well, listen, you're talking to a guy that did a lot of ice fishing. Okay.
Oh, really? That's right. Because you're a Yankee.
Yes.
Okay. Let's just
So
make sure we establish that again.
yeah. So so we used Vexilars. I mean, they've come out. Markram has come out with one. So you drill a hole in the ice, and then you put your transducer in a hole that's right next to yours, and you can watch a little, a bladed bait or a little crappie jig.
Are you serious?
You can watch it go down to the bottom. It's like the old flasher style.
Uh-huh.
So I mean,
I thought all you guys did was get in the houses, drink beer, and have a little heater on the ice. You're telling me
sometimes
there's technology.
Jameson, but mostly beer.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jameson. Okay. So
Yeah.
there is technology in ice fishing.
It's gotten just like bass boats, and
Awesome.
there
Okay. I didn't
is
know
a
that.
lot more. I mean, it's gotten really advanced.
I got
It
you.
really
Okay.
has. So yeah, I mean, and it's the same kind of thing. You see something there. Well, you're just going to try to work the heck out of that one fish to catch them. And it's the same thing with the Panoptics or the live site. You just fall into it. It's a video game. I mean, we want to sit in front of a TV and play video games, and before you know it, you've been there for an hour.
So you can get information overload, is what you're saying.
I think so. I think yeah, absolutely.
And I think that goes to even with 2D sonar and stuff, like when some of the places we pulled up to and you had all these waypoints.
Mhm.
And you're like, well, here's a brush pile, here's a brush pile, here's a brush pile, here's a brush pile.
Mhm.
And it's just like, okay. Yeah, get you one.
Can I
of
have
these
one of
things.
these?
Yeah,
Well,
what,
I
you gonna eat the
showed you-
jalapeno?
Yeah.
Show it up there. Just, we've got food here.
You remember I showed
You
you?
don't want to eat the big one, though?
There
the
we go.
big
Can you
pecan-
see it?
You don't eat the big pecani sausage? Take
advertising.
a bite of that big log.
Man, that's
Okay, all right.
an awful big piece of meat.
It is.
You remember I showed you my map
Right?
and all the waypoint,
Yes.
and there was no disk put in there downloading. I found all those I found
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
in the last year and a half.
Right.
And the problem with that is there's a lot of brush piles that are unproductive. They're old brush piles that fish don't visit them that often, but if you see it, you're going to mark it.
Right.
And so that becomes the game of knowing which fish like which brush piles. That's the challenge. And that's why you got to spend a lot of time on the water.
Now in the
frankly.
wintertime though, same thing. You still gonna fish brush piles or you gonna
Some.
toss it? But
Some.
mostly ditches?
Ditches a lot. There's places around ditches that are what I call flats
Okay.
that are very productive in the winter.
Okay. So when you approach a flat, and don't give me your secrets, I know that, but when you approach a flat as compared to a ditch, you still fishing the same things? Or you
many-
change
yeah.
you change a little bit?
No, many times you're fishing the same things. Many times.
Scott Barnes, the mayor's chimed in. Shallow water fishing, in my opinion, is instinctive. You have instincts as an angler. I rarely use the perspective view shallow. Use it to find structure, boulder stumps, etc., and mark it. I do not try to find fish in the perspective view simply to find structure. Okay, well, I mean that makes sense.
But y'all were talking the other night about this whole topic of using Panoptics in shallow water lakes, right?
Right.
That's a whole different, you have a whole different mindset. If you're going to, you can use Panoptics in shallow water lakes, but what Scott's saying is his approach in a lake like Lanier for shallow water is different.
Yes. Okay. All right. So
And I don't have enough experience with Panoptics yet. When I come back in 6 months, maybe I can tell you a whole bunch of stuff about problems I have with staring at the screen too long and whatever, right?
we should just get Scott on here to just Scott by himself and do a Panoptics because he sounds like he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah,
I'm sure he does.
And on grass lakes, you can see underneath the grass mats
Oh,
with
seriously?
the Panoptics. Yeah,
Okay. So,
Yeah.
all right. So now let me throw this out at you.
man, that was good.
Is it good? You like to listen? I ate 2 of those things already.
Yeah, they're spicy.
Yeah, they're great. I love them. Humminbird 360 is better than the Perspective View, 100% better, but the Forward View is lights out. So again, so you can use, a couple of different companies. What
Yeah.
was that just dropped yesterday from?
19 inch.
No, hell, that's like a
19 inches, and I don't know what the name of it is, but they're also, well, I learned from LJ that they are coming out with a live 360.
okay.
I'm wondering if it's going to be compatible with the Helix, or do you have to buy this new model?
Well, I saw whatever he put out yesterday, whatever it was, something was compatible with the Gen 4, Gen 3 Helixes.
Okay.
So I don't know. Sky, have you seen the new Humminbird? So listen, just Justin Butler and Scott Barnes having their own conversation over there in the comments section. Apex. Chris
there you go.
Atkins,
Thank you,
Apex.
Chris.
Okay. All right, perfect. So I just saw a little bit of it like that. So now again, though, let's just say you go to Lanier tomorrow.
I am.
Well, hell, all right.
Good man.
What you gonna throw, Sal? What you gonna throw? You still gonna drag that jig like you were talking about earlier, or are you gonna try? Okay, so not now. You're not the jig yet.
I'm throwing moving baits tomorrow.
Moving baits.
Mhm.
Okay, so you're trying to get the fish that what do you classify? I'm throwing moving baits for
Reaction bites.
reaction bite. Is that what
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
You're looking for bait.
Sorry, I'm eating and
That's
talking
okay,
at the same
man.
time.
You talk with your mouth full till it doesn't matter either. Just go ahead.
Honestly, I'm going shallow. I'm going for largemouth.
Seriously, are
Yeah.
you fishing a tournament or you just free?
Yeah, just going out and having fun. So on Sunday, I'm taking a gentleman in sun out. Patrick Abad from Beaver Toyota.
right.
Been trying to get him to go fishing with me since I introduced myself. And he's got an 8-year-old son.
Gotcha.
And he's out in the backyard with his hockey stick, casting, good imagination.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm taking him out on Sunday. So I got to figure something out. And I haven't fished Lake Lanier a lot lately.
Right.
But the last time I went out, I caught a 5+ largemouth with a fluke.
Gotcha.
So I figure a fluke is going to get bit a lot of times, whether it's a dink spot or largemouth. So and hopefully keep the 8-year-old's attention.
Right.
I'd like to bring live bait, but I'm going to see if we can't wow him. You like the way?
Yeah, you
I
want,
got
you
you. I
want them
got
to have
you.
a good experience.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, what is the water temp at Lanier right now?
Low 60s still.
Well, with this cold front, it's probably dropped. So yeah, Scott says 62. Sounds about right.
We just need to have Scott just needs to come here and host the show. And I'll sit back there with Josh. What do you think?
Yeah, no kidding.
He would be good
Just
at
drink
it.
beer while he does a show.
I will drink beer while Scott does the show.
The Mayor Barnes show.
Mayor Barnes. I had a gentleman ask me earlier on Facebook, and I said I was going to ask this question. And so I'm going to keep my promise. So you're going out to catch your personal best tomorrow, whether it be spot, whether it be largemouth, whatever. You've got to go target one fish. Not trying to win a tournament. You're trying to catch the biggest fish in Lake Lanier or whatever lake you choose. All right. So what are you going to fish with? What are you going to fish it on?
A jig.
Jig.
Heck yeah.
Okay. And what kind of rig are you going to fish it on?
I'm fishing on a 7.3 medium heavy Loomis rod and a Shimano bait caster.
Okay. What pound test line are you throwing?
Probably 12.
So total fluoro all the way because it's on a bait caster and all that.
12 pounds.
Any particular color jig, or you like different ones better than others? I mean, some better than others.
Yeah, I mean,
Some of your
yeah, I have different colors.
crawl, just crawl.
Yeah, all those
patterns
colors I
like that.
like, yeah,
Okay, I
yeah.
got you. I ain't trying to get you too specific, but I understand that. You trying to catch your personal best right now.
I'm going to go back with the fluke, and I'm also going to throw a jig.
Okay.
Yep. I got a buddy of mine that makes a pretty darn sweet jig, and I can
Thank
work.
you.
I can
No, I'm just
work.
kidding.
I know, dude. We can work it through anything,
Right. Okay.
And I'd like getting in the trash.
Okay.
The trashier, the better.
Well, I'm
And
not- it's
and
too
don't
late
go
then,
there.
but
My
I'm
wife
ready.
is a wonderful woman, and I love her to death, and she is a saint.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So is mine. It is. That could be a jig in the trash. That's a country music song.
It
right
should
there.
be.
It should be. But now you're throwing a fluke for a largemouth.
Mhm.
So if you want to go catch a trophy largemouth, you're throwing a fluke. If if you want to catch trophy spot
I'm going
right
shallow. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
going shallow.
now. You posted a picture the other day of a fly on Facebook.
That was the one.
Now, was that on a fluke?
Mm-hmm.
It was
A
that.
bone colored fluke. I'll even put the color out there.
Oh, confident man. Good. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that Hammond's Zoom ran a special batch, and I end up, getting a few packs of them over there last year, I believe, and that's what she ate it, and on a skip gap hook.
Yeah,
I love those skip gap hooks, man. There's nothing better for a fluke
Then a skip gap.
than a skip gap. I just
Okay.
bought
All
4
right.
packs. Hammond's have got them right now. They're awesome hooks.
Okay. Do you like a brand as a Gamakatsu?
If that's the only company that I've seen make
That
them,
make them right now?
and
Okay.
I'm not sure if that's true or not, but that's
No top water right now. We threw a little bit the other day. Just
maybe not this week, but you can. I mean, if they're schooling, you better have a top water tied on the deck to throw at them. You're gonna miss a good opportunity.
now you
Yeah.
targeting that fish. You staying now. If that spot south end of Lanier,
For spots.
yeah,
Yeah.
right
I mean,
now. All right,
I'm,
let me
I'm,
ask you
a, I'm
this
a
question.
south of the bridge guy.
All right, let me ask
I
you
mean,
this question.
I have a lot of places north of the bridge, but
Right, I know, but a lot of people say, and I've heard a lot of the guys that are fishing Lanier all the time that the glory days of the big spots has passed a little bit on there, and yet I see pictures of some great spots coming out of it. What's your opinion? Fishing getting the last year or two, is it just? And I realize everything is cyclical.
that's what I was going to say. I think it's just the cycles, and I don't know if anybody has a full explanation, but yes, the number of quality, and when I say quality, over 4-pounders,
Right.
the number of those is less than it was. I'm going to say 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay.
It's been a little bit longer in the last couple of years, and you guys correct me. Don't really know why. I mean, there's been a lot of pressure. There's been a lot of big tournaments, a lot of high school tournaments, a lot of club tournaments, and
Tons of pressure.
A big thing that Scott talks about is fish care, and I'm afraid, you lose a percentage to not taking care of your fish the way you should.
Right.
And that's a huge debatable topic. I know people talk about that all day long, but in my opinion, and I live on the lake and I fish a lot, there's been a little decline in those quality fish, maybe.
Okay. All right. So
I want to ask you a question.
Absolutely. Go
So
ahead.
you have these big tournaments on Lake Lanier,
Yeah.
and they all go out of Laurel Park, and they all seem to go down to the south end of the lake. What about the fish being transported north, and then they find a home up there, and not a lot of guys fish that compared to the south end? Do you think do they migrate all the way down from Laurel Park down?
I don't believe a majority of those fish will migrate that far down. I think those fish become resident of the north end of the lake.
Yeah. So, again, this is just me thinking out loud. Maybe there's more of those big fish. I mean, that's where they all seem to be let go.
Well, that makes sense.
And is
Now,
that
I'm not a
stupid to say?
biologist, so no, it's not stupid to say, and it is a question because Lake Lanier is a big lake.
Yeah.
I always say fishermen have a lot of theories, and most of them are wrong. But that's
Okay, so here goes
Stephens.
Scott.
Here's the mayor again.
I
I
have
love
data
it.
for 10 years on tournaments held. It is definitely seasonal for big spots. They feed up in the winter. They fatten up for the spawn.
Mhm.
The bigger weights are caught in December through April.
so it's,
And that makes plenty of sense. I mean, that makes plenty of sense. And also, too, I think your fishing pressure is a little off. If fishing
big
pressure
time,
is
big
a,
time.
Thank
is
goodness.
a deal.
There's a lot of fair weather fishermen out there.
Absolutely. And but now that's an interesting. Now I know it's late, Scott, but if you can bless us with one more answer,
One more piece of wisdom.
one more piece of wisdom from the wizard there, the mayor, what Sal said. And again, it's probably a question for a biologist.
Yeah.
And we can find one of those, and we will. I'll follow up on somebody with that, see if I can get a question. But if you're transporting on a lake, a lot of fish from the south end up to the north, and you're releasing them there after a weigh-in, just what is the almost like a buck deer? What is the home range of a spotted bass? Will they stay right there? Is there something in them that will take? Because I can't see them. I can't see them swimming all the way back to the other side of the lake, but it's possible.
I've read articles where they've GPS tracked fish for this very topic, And there have been some fish that have traveled miles,
Wow.
up to miles in these
Right.
articles I've read. Majority of them don't go that far,
Okay.
you know.
Yeah, I like how Kurt just said that. They're called retreads. The super ramps on any lake are retreads. All right. Now, what would be interesting though is that we're talking about big lake like Lanier, but you get on a lake like Latham, which is only 340 acres. It is quite easy that fish can find its way back up into the habitat that it was originally caught in. So that's an interesting theory that we'll have to.
And there's plenty of bait up north. I mean, that's, there's a ton of bait
Oh yeah.
in the north end
So
of
it's
that
almost
lake.
like, God's grace could have got the fish from one end to the other. And you're like, yeah,
Yeah.
I got plenty to eat here. And I'm not down in 90 foot of water or whatever like that.
They become Yankee fish when they get
They
released
become
up there.
Yankee fish. And then, there
I
you
never
go.
thought about that.
Never thought. They're just like, instead of the Yankees moving down south,
It's kinda like-
fish, they're moving up north. So
You know the difference between a Yankee and a damn Yankee?
I have no idea. I don't know where this is going, but what is it?
A damn Yankee stays here.
That is very true. That is very true. I'm not educated enough to answer that question. I would think they would not go back south, but I have no idea. Well, at least he's honest. But I mean, that's serious. That's something that sounds like a special episode in and of itself.
Kurt Wehunt's a wealth of knowledge too when it comes to anything fishing.
Well, why can't Kurt come on?
He can. Kurt, come on.
Kurt, would you like to be on the episode up here? We'll feed you some sausages and stuff.
The answer is yes, Kurt.
Jimmy Sanders, I'll take my chances on the south end for big spots year round. And again, that's the reputation of the south end of the lake.
Yeah.
I mean, so and as somebody who doesn't fish Lake Lanier like I do the electric only reservoirs, even I know the reputation of Lake Lanier is if you want to catch a big spot, it's on the south end. I couldn't tell you how to do it, but that's just what
you do.
just
That's
from
why I
here.
watched you do it. What are you talking about?
No, those weren't big spots. They
Well,
were nice spots.
Yeah.
They weren't big.
We had a
spots.
3.5.
I did have a 3.5.
It's a nice
That's a
fish.
good
Three
fish,
straight,
man.
3 straight casts.
3 casts in a row.
3 casts in a row.
3 quality fish.
And so it was like 9-something pounds on 3 casts. That's what we thought.
He
We
was
felt pretty good.
showing off.
Yeah.
I was. I go over there and just show. Hey, Carrie Bell woke up.
Hey.
Look at there. Carrie Bell.
Carrie,
Carrie,
did
we were
you know
somebody
you were
was
a topic
talking
of
to him.
discussion earlier? Buddy?
I don't know if he knows he was.
You'll have to go back and watch the whole thing.
You got to watch the whole thing, Carrie. But my goodness, that orange truck of yours is like everywhere. So we were just wondering if you were dating it. I think that what we said.
Yeah, it was his girlfriend.
That's his girlfriend.
Is your girlfriend orange?
Is your girlfriend orange? And he likes Miami. I mean, I just tuned in.
Sounds like he just woke up. doesn't it?
Listen, why? The question is not now about the truck. The question is, why did you just tune in? We've been on since 8. So, but anyway, we're glad to see you. For those of you who don't know, that's Mr. 400 Inc. right there. So,
I can't wait for him to wrap my boat. I can't wait.
Well, you'll have to wait till at least tomorrow because it's dark out right now.
Yeah.
it's dark. He's probably doing that. He's that of them
Kurt-
daggum them. Okay,
Kurt's in.
Kurt Wehunt said he'll come in.
Yeah, thumbs up.
Nice.
Okay, so here's I'm gonna tell you this is kind of the schedule for those of you that are still hanging around, that haven't had nothing better to do unless you're Carrie and decide to just show up at 9:28. Carrie probably grinding at the shop. He probably is. Justin Butler, you're too young, son. Listen, you don't have to make excuses for him. We're just ragging him a little bit. I mean, look, I just got home, been grinding it at the shop. See, listen,
You nailed that.
listen. Oh my goodness. That's just like, Justin knows me well. Good grief. But anyway, this is a schedule we got coming up for anybody that's still here. Is next Tuesday night, we're going to do the crappie special. Got some guys coming to talk crappie fishing on Lake Lanier. Of course, that Thursday, Thanksgiving, we're not going to be doing anything. We wish all of you guys well, and we hope, regardless of what the government says, you get with the people that you love and you do what you love on Thanksgiving like you should do. That's just my rant and rave. I don't know, in the medical professional, you might have a different opinion, but I'm just that's the Trumpster in me a little bit, and I'll leave it at that. And then the Tuesday night afterwards, we're actually going to do. I can't believe I've got any of these guys to actually come in and talk. We're going to talk about Lake Alatoona. You talking about?
I grew up fishing Altoona. I love Lake Altoona.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Well, why the hell I got you on here talking about Lanier? I can't nobody to talk about Lake Alatoona. You fish Alatoona?
I haven't fished it
I
much
don't
in
mind
years.
fishing Altoona. I mean, it's probably So I lived here and then I moved away and I was close to the Altoona. So I fished Altoona a lot more. But again, I fish there maybe 2-3 times a year at this point.
Okay. All right. Well, let me tell you something. The hardest people in the world to get to come on here and talk are Lake Altoona guys.
Yeah, they're
Very secretive.
zip tight. Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, very secretive.
And I mean, it's not like, granted, it's a good lake, but we ain't talking like world class, or are we?
Well, it's just tough because the brush piles are basically started over every year there because they drain the lake so low.
Oh.
And it's challenging because of that. You're removing that structure every year.
Well, it's not the Dead Sea there, Justin. It's got fish in it.
I love that it
Yeah.
has that reputation. It gives more fishing for everybody else.
David Brown, the Dead Sea. Okay. So it's David Brown, somebody we need to talk to. But regardless, anyway, that Tuesday or Thursday, I'm waiting on the exact date. We're going to have the Lake Altoona guys. So whichever, Kurt, we hunt. If we do Altoona on that Tuesday after Thanksgiving, I want to get you and somebody else in here on that Thursday or vice versa.
Kurt may not want to talk about Altoona.
Does he not like Altoona?
Well, I don't know if he doesn't like Altoona. I just don't think he fishes it much.
Look at see Ron Swinford. Look at that nose. Huge
Mhm.
fishing pressure. Those guys know the lake so well. Fish there too often. Well, listen. Here's what I say. And Josh and I have this thing about secretive guys. If you're tournament fishing, and granted, we're not the best tournament fishermen in the world, but you either have it's kind of you have confidence, and you can show up with them like this and say, I don't care if you fish right beside me, I'm going to beat you, or the secretive guys are just, you know what I'm saying?
You could
it's a
invite,
confidence
I don't know
thing
if
to
he
me.
would come or not, but you could invite Bill Payne.
I've had Bill Payne on a podcast.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean,
Oh, I love Bill Payne to death.
he'll tell you what he does.
Yeah.
He does, and that's what I'm saying is he don't care.
Nope.
No,
He's like, I'm
he'll
gonna
tell
beat
you exactly how he fishes, and it's great.
Bill Payne and I caught 40 to 50 in a few hours, not the Dead Sea. See, exactly. Bill Payne will walk up and he's got that old slow voice now.
Mhm.
Rick said found a guy named Brian Shook.
Brian Shook.
He
Yeah.
used to kill on Altoona.
Bill Payne will say, listen, we're gonna drag this shaky head and I'm about to just wear you out.
And I'm gonna
That's
drag
how he'll say it too,
and I'm
you know,
gonna
because he
drag it
talks.
all the way back to the boat.
And
I'm gonna let it sit there for 20 minutes after I get to
If
the
you're
boat.
fishing it, if you think you're fishing it slow down.
That's right. That's right.
You know, that's the name of our podcast. Why you might be fishing a shaky head wrong by Bill Payne. So
He knows what
anyway.
he's talking about.
Okay,
Yeah.
guys, listen.
Carter's too.
Carter's. Oh,
Yeah.
listen. Yeah, this is just turning into a Bill Payne paint-a-thon.
For a reason.
Well, he's good.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
he's
he's
got
real
one of the
good.
best reputations of anybody I know.
Nice guy.
He's a super nice guy with a hell of a story.
He doesn't burn bridges. That's the
Ah.
reputation I know. That's what I've always heard. He doesn't burn bridges with people, you know.
He's a great guy. I got him on
Yeah.
text. He'll text just out of the blue. He'll, hey, how you doing? But great story. You know about him, and he's a cancer survivor.
7 years.
7 years with pancreatic cancer.
What?
No, seriously, that's what I'm saying. Yes,
Pancreatic
sir.
cancer?
Yes, sir.
And
7 years.
The thing that I
years.
respect the most about him, he hasn't missed one guide trip in
Mm-mm.
7 years.
Mm-mm.
And he does a lot of night fishing too.
All right. I mean, that's just unheard of, in my opinion. I've never heard of anybody who's lived that long. So is he in remission? Is the tumor? I mean, I don't want to put his personal stuff out there.
No, he talked about it on
about it.
our podcast. So if you go back and watch, I was in tears.
That is absolutely
awesome story.
amazing.
Awesome story.
I seriously was crying. I had tears. I was all choked up. I felt like the biggest wuss, but I couldn't. He's telling me about it, and I'm just like, dude, if there was ever grace, oh, dude, he's experienced it.
It's amazing.
I mean, I think we might have had a proper conversation, and I don't mind putting my stuff out there, and I don't put it out there, but I'm just super amazed.
Right.
You know, I'm a cancer survivor as well.
Right.
And pancreatic cancer, man, you just don't live from that.
And he has.
He is, man, God is on his side.
He absolutely. They
that's
call me
incredible.
Collins. He is. So Nathan, one of my best friends had it and hung up. Yeah, it's
5
tough.
years.
Listen, seriously. It absolutely is, buddy. And that's the thing. And he was telling the story, and I was just like, dude. I mean, what do you say? I'm envy. And with
It's painful.
It is. And with a podcast, when we do it, you're kind of in a one-on-one kind of thing. We don't
Yeah.
have the comments, and so he's talking, and I'm just like, dude, I just wanted to ball.
Yeah.
And he's just old Bill Payne,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
He
His
said
reel is real good.
Yeah, he went to
That's-
the place in Texas or something like that, and they gave him just full story. You can go back and watch the podcast.
I'm going to go back.
Go
And
back and
watch.
watch it. But he said this, and this is teared up. He loves to collect these old bomber bait. I think it's bomber. I'll have to watch the podcast again. But he goes on eBay and he buys them up like crazy. David Brown, I'm a cancer survivor as well. Amen to you, buddy.
Wow.
Good deal. That's awesome. My wife had
Wow.
thyroid cancer, so I know. Granted, well, I lost my dad to cancer.
I
So
just lost my mom to cancer.
Yeah, so
2
I
weeks
mean,
ago.
so
Yeah.
like, listen, it's
Sorry
awful.
to hear that. I lost my mom a while ago.
Yeah, it's awful. But Bill Payne collects these old bomber. I think it's bomber or whatever. Crankbaits and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Goes on eBay and buys them. He says he's got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. Got the news and was going to. I guess you know how you get. I'm gonna make my plans to die. So he had made plans to give all these to his son. And this is the point where I'm tearing up.
Yeah.
So he made the plans to get, and this was 7 years ago, whatever. I'm going to give all my stuff away. I've got to make my last, like that. And he's still
God
around.
bless him, man.
And
That
he's
is-
still buying them baits. He every once in a while out of the blue, he'll send me a text. Hey, I got another one or something like that. But there are stories of people,
Yeah.
and he'll tell
Miracles
you,
happen.
listen, he'll tell you that it's taking a toll on him a little bit. You know how it affects sometimes it's the treatment as much as the cancer itself.
Yeah, 'cause he's
It's
done
taking-
chemo and radiation.
Oh yeah,
for
he's had
years.
all kinds of stuff, but Bill Payne is a story unto himself.
Yeah. So, I mean, from my understanding with the pancreatic cancer, it's like it causes the breakdown of the cells, and then it just starts digesting itself, and it's awful.
Mm.
It is like one of the most painful cancers you can have.
Well, of course, yeah, it is. But he'll go out
That
there and
is
kick your
just-
ass fishing right now. That's
Hell,
what I'm
I'm
saying.
sure he will.
And stay out all night.
And stay
Yeah.
out all night. So
Yeah.
I mean that's
God
Bill
bless him,
Payne
man.
is he is
He's a hero.
he is a
Yeah.
hero and we love him. And it's like go back and watch that podcast.
I'm definitely going to
'Cause
go back and watch that
You'll
podcast.
hear it in my voice.
It'll mess you up.
Yeah, I mean we talked all this fishing, and he tells me a story, and I'm just like, man, I'm just like a baby. I mean, I didn't break down and cry, but I mean the whole way
Yeah.
home after that.
You're a mess.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Seriously, it's just good stuff.
Yeah,
When I left the Geminar after he spoke,
I was there.
I was. Did you hear the pain thing?
Yeah.
I was messed up. I mean, it just affected me to hear his story and how, he tells it so nonchalantly. He's not trying to get.
Right. Yeah, he doesn't do it for.
Attention.
Yeah, exactly.
He's just telling you the facts.
Yeah, here it is.
And he's grateful.
Yeah.
He's very grateful for the life he's been given, and it'll kind of rock you to the core when you start. thinking about
Well,
it.
you know what? It makes you feel kind of guilty thinking, all right, well, this is bothering me.
We take
and this
things
is
for granted.
bothering me. Hell, I got
Oh,
a pain
man.
in my
so many
shoulder,
things we take for granted. Owning a Phoenix, I've taken
Oh,
it for
yeah.
granted in 2 months.
But
I mean,
still,
seriously.
Yeah, you
it-
still love it though.
oh, you'll love it. But Bill Payne, we need to get Bill Payne back down here.
I agree.
And
I'm going to come in for the audience for that one. If
would
you
you
don't
like
mind.
come and sit in? I mean, seriously,
I just
You might get a crowd for that one.
Bill Payne. He talks just so
Yeah.
slow.
Yeah.
But he's just a kick-ass human being.
Yes.
I hate to say that's the
I
only
totally
way.
agree.
That's the only way to describe him. He
Yeah,
is a
he's got my respect.
ass human being.
tough
and,
man.
and will wear you out fishing. He's one to talk to. He goes, and he did. You talking about telling your baits? He showed saying, "This is what you need to throw on Altoona. This is exactly what you need to throw. This is exactly how you need to throw it." And his even when you tell people what you're doing, your reputation is all right. It's James Larry's bedtime. It's ours too. We're going to get off, but it's just awesome. So anyway,
We still got 39 people on right now.
James,
We
we need
do.
to
That's
talk,
just-
James.
39 people. Yeah, James.
I want to
Listen.
know where I know him from.
Well,
Is it Cobb?
I've got y'all's numbers. I need to
Okay.
connect you, and
Yeah.
I'll do that too. That's what we're here for, connecting people. So, anyway, any last thoughts? Yeah, for these final 39 that are sitting on here watching, for wintertime fishing,
Well,
or
if
on
you-
anything
if
you
you-
want to do.
Love to fish and you haven't gone out winter fishing much,
Mhm.
you need to give it a try.
Let Carrie Bell keep talking.
Get past the cold.
Right?
Just dress in layers is the best thing you can do.
Uh huh.
I wear the little thin fishing gloves helps a little bit.
Right.
But give it a try.
But you are a guy that had to go to the hospital to get a hook took out of your finger, though.
That
So
was-
I'll make fun of you
that
on
was in the
fishing
summer.
gloves.
Oh, and of course, Gerbig was saying, ask him how big the hook was. It wasn't a very big hook.
Oh, come on,
I'll never
Brad. Now,
live it.
come
I'll
on
never
now.
live that whole
You're not
thing
going to
down.
live it down.
No.
Yeah, one day I'll tell you some of the stuff Josh and I do. So, but anyway, so your final piece of advice and wisdom is not so much technique wise, it's dressing for the elements. And
Yeah,
that
it's a
kind of
big
stuff.
difference. Makes a big difference.
Makes a big difference in comfort and all that. All right, Sal, how about you, buddy?
What's that? Just, I mean,
Anything you wanted to say right now, either bringing wintertime fishing in or just anything in general?
man, just enjoy it. I mean, it's so much more peaceful out there. I love watching the loons. I love listening to the loons that are out there, and they're out there already, by the way. I mean, I
Yeah.
noticed them 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
But man, it's just all about just being out on the water. You don't have as much craziness, no wakeboard boats. You'll see at least one out there all winter long. But man, I mean, it's just so much more peaceful, and you'll catch good ones. There's
Yeah.
no question about it. I mean, if once you get them to bite, man, you will you very easily catch a PB during the winter.
Yep.
Gotcha.
But I feel, it's my church in the winter too. I mean, it's always my church out in the
Absolutely.
water.
I
But,
understand that. It's funny you mentioned that. So before I go, there's two things. Number one, I mentioned it earlier, but kayak fishermen. Have nothing against kayak fishermen. Some of the best guys that we deal with, kayak fishermen. But if you guys get out in the middle of Lake Lanier, like we saw the other day, where boats are flying 70, 80 miles an hour by you, please, for goodness sake, I don't know if you can dress a certain way to be visible.
Well, they have flags.
Well, that guy didn't
first
the
of
other
all.
day.
No, he didn't. I'm saying they make them.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
make the flag.
And
Jim Ware has one.
anything near low light, they need lights.
Yeah, then one of the things we discussed as we were going out about some of the close calls you've had with kayakers, and then we're flying through the water, and sure enough, out in the middle, I mean, dead out,
See them until you're right on them.
Yeah. was a kayaker, and we sure don't want anybody to get hurt. So maybe, fella, if you're watching, I don't know who you was, but consider getting some bright clothes or something like
That's
that, because
scary.
it was very scary.
Thanks, Jimmy.
And just until Brett mentioned it to me on the boat, I never thought about it. But oh my goodness, once I saw it, what you said, you're like,
Yeah.
good grief.
Yeah.
And before we sign off, guys, again, listen, water's heating and air. I want to thank Mason for the question of the week. You got something? Turkey Bowl.
Turkey
Okay,
Bowl.
Scott Barnes, Turkey Bowl this Saturday. She has some good bags. Yeah, it is full. We I don't know if he's still got it open to place on Facebook to place your weights, your guesses on the weights. We actually guessed 21 plus pounds with a like 5 3/4 right in there, big fish. So I honestly think the guys this weekend are going to tear it up. The weather should be nice.
Yeah. It's setting up good.
It's setting up good.
Big tournament.
So, Scott, you guys don't let us down. I really want to brag about you guys next Tuesday night. But again, like I said, we're getting to head off. Do not let the story of the turtle scare you about Mason Waters and Waters heating in there. All right, because I've been thinking about that the whole time. Like Mason's probably going, "Oh my gosh, Danny." No, listen, I shared that story because when you have good friends, you have stories like that and experiences that you will never forget. And that's just one with Mason. There's been a lot of good ones, but that's one of my favorite personally because that's like the first day I met him. He is an absolutely fantastic guy. So Waters Heating and Air, 770-773-0073. Brett Matthews, again, thank you for staying up past your bedtime.
Thank you, Danny.
I hope you're going to
Enjoyed
let me fish with you again at some point.
Anytime.
Because I enjoyed it. I mean, I want to fish tournament with you again.
We had a good time.
We had a good time,
We'll do it again.
and we did get to share some of our personal stories, and that's part of fishing too.
And we did pretty good.
We didn't do bad.
Yeah.
But let's go win it next time.
I'm in.
I'm gonna say I don't
do
like
it.
getting my ass.
No, I don't.
I don't
I'm
either.
very competitive.
I'm
Yeah.
very competitive. And Sal,
That's why we do it at this age.
it is, and that's one thing. And Sal, listen, I'm glad you came back up here. You're gonna be you're both of you guys. Anytime you want to come, and I know it's late for you though.
I'm good.
Okay, I know, but I mean, I
We're
don't want
having
to.
fun.
I don't want to make it a habit. But like I said, anytime that you guys want to come, just say, hey, what are you doing on live Tuesday, Thursday, and then I'll say this, and just come on.
Nice.
So, but Sal, I appreciate you, and
Man, thank you for the opportunity. I really appreciate
did
it.
you like that jalapeno?
I
cheddar
did,
thing?
man. It was tasty.
Was it tasty?
Yeah, it was good.
Next time, what we're going to do is we're going to have a spread out here with the Spam. I don't know. I got a can of Spam right here, guys. I don't know who else is doing a show with a can of Spam and a big old sausage. So some other stuff.
I'll
But
tell you what, if we can get back on for Christmas, I'll bring something my grandmother made, and she used to make around the holidays, and I'll bring some for the guests and the people in here, and
Oh, wow.
we'll put something out here for
you
you.
want to come back for
I'll
that
be back
episode
for
too?
that.
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah,
we'll just go ahead and
it's-
schedule that in December.
Yeah.
We'll
I'd
have a
love to.
Christmas. You know what? Carrie Bell. Okay, hold on a second. Listen, Carrie Bell says he will be here.
It's food.
Oh, is that why he's going to come? It ain't got nothing to
Yeah,
do
come
with
on, Carrie.
It ain't got nothing to do. I will be here next week. Really enjoy. Can't wait for the Crappy Show, Brian Baker. Yeah, absolutely. I'm. And also, listen, I talked to some striper guys too. We're going to start spreading it out. I know we're bass
Yeah.
heavy. Steve Pinkston will bring his nuts. Steve, you've been here the whole time, and you ain't spoke up one time. Listen, come on, son. You can't be sitting up there being silent. So, guys, listen. All of you guys that hang in there and watch this show with us, we appreciate it. This show's growing. But we can't do it without you guys that are here every week. And maybe next week we'll break into the pickled green tomatoes that we got too. So, and Steve Pinkston can bring his nuts. How about that?
Well, we got a piece of meat to go along with that nuts. Your nuts. So
Listen,
there we
that's
go.
what. Hey, we'll have Steve on. That's what we'll do, Steve. When we have you on,
Yep.
and we have you back for our little celebration, and he's bringing food, Pinkston can bring his nuts,
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
and we'll eat his nuts on camera. How about that?
Yeah.
Or you can.
We'll see. We'll see. Are they sweaty balls?
Close it out.
I'm gonna listen. Most of the people are watching are in bed. Look, Pinkston sounds good. I bet it does. I bet it
Got a
does.
pretty mouth, boy.
Oh, listen, the banjos are cranking up here. Anyway, guys, listen, we appreciate you guys. We love you. We'll see you next Tuesday night.
Stomach hurts.